everybody. Welcome back to Retrograde, where plays Breath of Fire 1 for Super Nintendo. And last time we found Karn, the thief, the master thief, and trapsman. And we've been here in this temple of his tribe's ancestors, who he was investigating to become a master thief. But turns out all it did was give him confidence in himself because he was already so good. So don't quote me on that, because I love Breath of Fire, but I don't know lore. So how's everybody doing this fine week? I chose to do... Sorry for the squeaky chair. I will fix it one day. But hopefully it's just a tad less annoying than it seems when you're in my situation of sitting on it. So like I was saying, how's everybody doing? Everyone doing fine? That Dragon Ball Super chapter just dropped, and man, people are not happy. It in fact broke a lot of manga apps, including one manga. I love gold slimes. It gives so much experience. Oh yeah, I didn't finish explaining that I'm trying to escape this pyramid, and I mean, you probably have, if you're watching this in the playlist, then you've missed nothing. Unless, of course, this is far in the future when this episode's actually airing. Although it'll take a while before this episode goes up, because that's going to be somewhere in November, and it's still October. And never you mind about what day it is. That is classified info. I was going to play, I just got a collection of mana. I was going to get Dawn of Mana. But a buddy of mine was going, we were going to be able to stream together, and I've already done some streaming this week, so I thought it would be good to get some Breath of Fire. This game's an RPG, and RPGs are long, and we won't get to move on to Breath of Fire 2 or any other RPGs until it's done. And no, that doesn't mean I'm only going to be playing Breath of Fire for a while. I'm still trying to do stuff in Pokemon Yellow, and I'm not sure what other RPGs I should start. Like, what are good medium-sized RPGs that I could start, that I could play alongside this. I was thinking about just starting up with Final Fantasy 1 for PlayStation Portable, because I love that game. It's not my favorite Final Fantasy, but it's one of my favorite RPGs because its classic feel is felt. I wonder if this is the stairs out. Oh no. Man. I love Final Fantasies. I don't love them more than I don't like Breath. I don't have a favorite RPG series anymore. They're all my favorites because they're all good in different ways and different. I haven't even played Lost Odyssey yet, so I don't even want to waste anyone's time with the opinion I know what I'm talking about when it comes to good RPGs. There's lots of tastes, and there's lots of... I'm done with competing for a lot of things in life, which is good. I'm glad I'm getting to that point in my life where I'm just tired of arguing about something that I like, or something that I dislike about what someone else likes. I've gotten over that feeling of feeling like I'm personally attacked because somebody doesn't like what I like. I just drop it, because it doesn't mean they hate it. It just doesn't mean that it matters as much as to them as it does to you, and that's fine. Not everybody has to love everything the same amount or same way. That's what freedom of choice is. Man, I just really want to find how to get out of here. I really should look it up. If I spend... If we're still here in like an hour, maybe sooner than that. Maybe 35 minutes, like 35 minutes more. It's like, okay, time to get out, time to skedaddle. Time to get a move on. Aw, you killed Karn. He needed that experience. I feel so bad because there was good equipment for him. Skull hat seems to be the best thing. Suede gown is not good gear for him. And there's a lot of stuff that we gotta like put away that doesn't matter anymore, like the water jar. Unless somebody says it. And I don't think I'll ever be in a situation where an NPC is going to ask for an item that we previously acquired unless we're in a town to go get it. At least I would hope. But then again, I'm forgetting a lot, and I don't remember this game back to front like some people who play a lot of games. Why did I correct myself about a lot of good games as though this isn't a good game? The game is awesome. I'm enjoying myself. I just want to get out of this pyramid. I was going to say temple, but it's not a temple. Gotta specify. Oh. This is why it's good to take breaks from playing games. It's been a few days since I did the last recording. And I'm going to be... Oh, by the way, in case anyone's wondering, in case anyone wants to, like, get ahead and keep watching, and you're wondering, like, where the rest of Breath of Fire is, the point is the episodes that you would want to watch all together whenever they get uploaded, you'd have to be donating to my Ko-Fi. Oh, cool. Now the stairs right back up. You have to be donating to my Ko-Fi. You know what sucks about this too? There's a whole bunch of doors and stuff in here as well. Oh yeah. If you donate to my Ko-Fi, or if you buy anything on the retrogradeware.com store, you get the VIP playlists that give you all of the episodes that are coming, that are going to be like seasonal, things that are going to be themed, all that good stuff. Smash the rock, then you'll be able to take the B rank. So Karn isn't the character we need for this. What? I thought he was. Is he not? Like, we're seeing all these things about strong person. I guess there's another character we're supposed to get. Obviously, there's more people, but... Is it time to, like... put, like, bow in the front? And then, like, switch? Is it bow? It's not bow. Smash the rock, and we'll be able to take the B rank. How do we smash it? I hope this team configuration is a little bit better. Well, that's great. He doesn't get any spells though. Smash the rock. But with what? Like, with what? Like, is there an item that we have that can smash things? Nope. Nothing is jumping out at me. That could be done. Kind of sad. Because we opened up a lot of chests and we took a lot more damage and stuff that we probably didn't need to. If I had known that Karn was coming into our party, we could have probably scooped all those without hurting the party at all and just collected experience points. Hindsight. Hindsight. I could keep being sad, or I can just keep going. I choose hope, because there's probably better enemies coming that'll help us level even faster, and that everyone will be like level 30, and this new party member is going to appear very soon that will give us the ability to give you a better B rank, a better rank, because it seems to be a signature weapon. Cure 4 has been learned. Great, 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 great. Yes. Back here. Whoa, we should probably be as Karn, because he probably won't fall for any of the traps. Also, it's still really weird how, like, we acted as if we were aware of him and knew of him, but we met in the jail. There's still a lot of things to do now that we have Karn, though. Now, is there any treasure chest that I missed? Of course there are. Karn found a trap. And that's why Karn is godlike in this place. And all places, I guess, going forward. Especially, I assume there's going to be even more traps in that tower that we're probably going to be able to bust into now. Plus, there's that locked door back in that village with the pigs and the zombies. Gotta walk around for the treasure, the 100%. So yeah, about that Dragon Ball Super chapter. Oof, people are really miffed. Sucks that people feel that but somebody, I was watching some videos with shoutouts to Moscow X. He was talking about how people are coming to the conclusion that oh, I'm sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't read the chapter. Wait, should I even? No, I shouldn't tell you. Go read the chapter. Go read the chapter. Go read the chapter. If you're reading Dragon Ball Super, you're doing it good. If you're waiting for it to come out in anime, you are waiting for a lot of things, and you're hoping, and I'm hoping that not only what you're waiting for is worth it, but it is animated well. Because man, there's a lot to take in about where that series is and where it's going. Because shoutouts to Geekdom 101, that like Toei and Shueisha are much more corporate about Dragon Ball than it's ever been, because you know Toriyama doesn't have to care anymore. He's not. I said this in a previous Bakai episode, or was talking about it, and like why, and things like I would want to do to improve Super, and I could continue that talk and talk about that if anyone cares. But let me just finish this thought about Super in general from the company standpoint. The series has become super corporate because they know it makes money, but they're trying very hard. This is Geekdom's breakdown and others' breakdown, and I agree with it because it makes the most sense in terms of like how corporations work with IPs and ideas. Like you're not as special as you think with whatever cool idea you've got going. There's millions of people to replace you in their eyes, in the corporate's eyes, in the production's eyes, like the managerial political side of it all, they don't really care about you or your ideas or what you do differently as an individual that others could not replicate no matter how hard they tried, because they're not you. They only care about money and what will sell, and they don't take risks because risks lower chances of money. And not to be too accusatory of anybody in those fields or of their friends or whatnot, but usually that's because they make a lot of money doing like what they do, and they take a lot off the top. They bloat budgets a lot of the time. Like, I don't think it's as hard as some of these production teams make it seem to pay everybody well and themselves well, and give even back to the studio so that, you know, like broken equipment and whatnot is replaced, and, you know, food and everything's distributed amongst the, not just the actors, but even the stuntmen and stuntwomen, the very proud background people, the lighting, all of that. The people who I, as a kid, never really cared about reading their names, and I stand by the fact that I didn't care, not because they're not important, but because I knew there was so many people that had to make these things work, that I thought as a kid that I would never be able to get a job in those things. I never thought I was going to be in any, and here I am living in the world as it is today, with technology the way it is, giving people that chance while over. So I'm taking the opportunity to do what I'm doing because there is no better time to try to do it. And if you didn't have the opportunity to do it, what would you be doing? Would you be a doctor? Would you be doing, like, obviously being somebody who is creating a service for the greater good of the human population and making money off of it is always a good thing. And that's the thing about YouTube entertainment. It's really great. That's why I'm very passionate about talking about production companies and how a lot of managerial staff don't handle big projects like super well. And I want people to be as precise as a lot of these online personalities and influencers like Masako X and Geekdom 101. I'm glad that they are speaking up and making public how they feel and what they think about where the series in and of itself is going a lot of the time, because that shows determination, that shows that shows strength of character in my eyes. To be able to have the integrity to create things about the series but be unbiased enough to say when something doesn't make sense or this goes against the grain of like what the greater good of or ideas of what one would have expected for these things, especially this show. It's like when I was saying before about I forgot what it was, but what series it was. It might have been Rectifier, but about RWBY, about what it could be, and not dwelling on what it don't dwell on what it could be. Focus on what it is. And that's what I've been doing to enjoy it, because I'm just here for the killer soundtrack. I'm just here for the killer soundtrack. I'm just here for the anime fights, and I'm just here for whenever people learn more about the plot that the viewers already were aware of. For example, like Ruby's Silver Eyes, like that stuff is interesting to me, like seeing like when the characters are like, oh, no way, Ruby, you can control your silver eyes. Like, I'm waiting for that Sharingan duality moment. I'm not delusional about the animation. I'm not delusional about some of the choices in terms of characterization. I'm not delusional about the narrative at times. I don't, like, some stuff is just out there and like super like, whoa, okay. And I don't dislike any of that, because it's like, okay, if I look at it from an objective standpoint of, was this series ever going to be like take itself seriously? Like, was it taking itself seriously? Like, you couldn't tell it was taking itself seriously until it started taking itself seriously in a lot of ways, like when Pyrrha died. So, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched RWBY. But I mean, like, in terms of anything that sounds anime-esque, expect somebody to die. Somebody has to usually die to create tension and drama for things to progress. Unfortunately, death is a very cheap ploy in literature and creative storytelling the world over. But it's effective, and it keeps being effective because it's something that humans are consistently aware of everywhere they go and everything they do. Like, you could die at any moment, right? You don't know if you're sick when you know you thought you were healthy. You don't know if an accident's going to happen. But like, that's the reason why characters are taken out a lot of the anime series. So don't. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings or destroyed your sensibilities about spilling information that, I mean, you could have guessed. And I'm sorry for also making excuses for spoiling. But yeah, back to super corporate. They know what you want. They can't do a GT where Toriyama's not involved, because when you're not involved, you don't have the people's backing. But now because he is involved, even in minute ways, and sometimes it seems very artificial and superficial, and it's like, he doesn't. I don't know if he really cares, because just like Super Saiyan Blue is such a very lazy design choice, and I know you probably hear this a lot, and you probably listen to a lot of people talk about it and say it, that Super Saiyan 4 is godlike and it's so cool and dynamic, but that's because it is. It harkens back to the original story of like what Vegeta explained a Super Saiyan to be, and then you start to question, like, is the gold form like some sort of mutation? It's like, and then people started explaining it, like Super Saiyan is like being able to control the power of an Ozaru, and it times that power by a certain amount. I might be getting that wrong. Please forgive me if I am, because it could be just a power multiplier. But I feel like there was some indication that Super Saiyan was tapping into the Saiyan gene, and though I'm loath to admit it, the S cells in Super explain this kind of phenomena a lot. Like Broly, for example, is a Saiyan who has grown up in relative peace. Like he had to grow up to be strong enough to fend off against the hordes of people on his growing up world, his incubator world, the Dampa, I think it is. I can't remember. Forgive me. He grew up in peace. Like, I know you're probably thinking like, oh, how is he in peace when he's constantly fighting for his life? But it's like, comparatively to fighting people like Goku and Vegeta, he wasn't fighting for his life. That was fighting for his, like, that's the thing about like even Goku, right? Like, even like he's fighting King Piccolo on the terms that that's how strong he is then. But like, if Goku keeps beating people and he keeps surpassing and surprising even himself, then that means there is no, like, his potential is near infinite, right? So there is no telling how strong he could be. Only as strong as it's only as strong as he is. I don't know if that negates what I'm saying, but either or. I'm sorry. I'm searching through this desert, and I'm trying to make sure, like, where's that cave? That's what I'm looking for, the cave. Although you probably could have guessed that. But yeah. I think I like Dragon Ball Super for what it could be. I dislike it for what it is, and I know that's hypocritical to say, especially what I just said about Ruby, but it's because Ruby doesn't have the money like Dragon Ball has money. Like, Dragon Ball's got money. And it's like, please don't come up in my comment section talking about how you don't know how much money they got or Shueisha's got or whatever got. It's like, bro, these are corporations. These are not people. Like, Ruby was like, I can at least give some leeway to the fact that Rooster Teeth had to sell out basically to fund a lot of their projects because they've just gotten too big. And there's a thing to be said about that, about getting out after knowing, because it's not going to have the same heart. And it shows sometimes, like, even in Ruby, like, well, but like I said, don't dwell on what it could be, because at least you're still getting something. Dragon Ball Super, is currently going through a lot of metamorphoses within itself in the manga, and that's a good thing, but it also could potentially be a bad thing, because the anime and the manga are already two different entities, because one acknowledges Super Saiyan Kaioken outwardly, and another does not really, I find. And not that it's a bad thing that it does that. It's actually probably a good thing, probably better, because they chose to do a monthly series and not a weekly series, because there's no way you could keep up with a weekly series and a weekly show anymore. There's no way. You couldn't do it. You can't. You'd have to give Dragon Ball Super a 3 to 4 year head start in the manga before you did more anime. So that the divergence is already going to keep happening within the story. So that's one thing that people probably don't keep in mind, and I don't know if Masako or Geekdom 101 have talked about it. They probably have, but that's something that people don't often talk about when they're talking about where do we go from here in terms of Dragon Ball. And it's like, well, technically wherever we want. Geekdom 101 keeps saying Sandala, as in Return to Sandala, aka Universe 6, Planet Vegeta, the Saiyan planet, where they grew up with more S cell count. Which I was saying before is a good idea, because it makes sense that Saiyans become more powerful without having to risk their lives. The reason why their SLs rise so quickly in peace, as opposed to constant fighting like they were in their ancestry, as Vegeta explains in previous in the initial incarnation. They're like a tribe of warriors. But if you analyze the Broly movie, it seems that sensibility can be a thing, and even it seems like Bardock has an admittance to being so stupid and in love with fighting that maybe it's good that they're getting wiped out for it. So maybe it was just it was a stupid lust thing for fighting that they loved, like Goku displays in what is like currently going on in the story. But that's another conversation. Regardless, SLs give you higher tiered ability to fight. That's why Goten and Trunks are so powerful and reach Super Saiyan much younger than any other Saiyan. I mean, Goten's the youngest, technically, at this point. Not sure what Pan is registered as. I think she's a Super Saiyan, but they haven't officially